Hello, my name's Heather and my co-developer of the paddock is Neil. He's behind the camera. You'll probably hear some noise here today because it is a building site. We've built 8 of the houses on this beautiful 1.5 hectares of land that we're dedicating to the paddock. And we've lived here for nearly 40 years. Our home is beside this. And we've always had this vision that we want to do something great with this land. It brings together our commitment to doing something about climate change, action in climate change, about strong communities and the natural environment. To cut a long story short, Crosby Architects and a team of consultants eventually came up with a master plan and a feasibility study in 2016. In the plan, there are 26 houses and a community centre in a horseshoe shape with the dam, veggie gardens with 40 or so wicking beds, chooks and orchards in the middle. We decided to adopt the Living Building Challenge certification standard as our guide. This is the world's most rigorous building standard. Based on the idea that the flower is nature at its best, the LBC has 7 so-called petals to abide by: respect for place, equity, water, beauty, materials, health and happiness, and energy. In October last year, we completed Stage 1, which has 7 houses, varying between 2 and 4 bedrooms, and a community centre. Stage 2, consisting of 4 houses, is under construction, as you can see, and Stage 3, with another 4 houses, is due to start soon. The houses average over 8 stars, which of course is very high by Australian standards. The main contributors to this are double glazing throughout, heavy insulation, good thermal mass, and of course orientation. The cypress and cementel walls have R 2.5 glass fibre batts, while the brick cavities in the brick adjoining walls have approximately R1 batts. The ceilings have up to R7 and the floors have between R 2.5 and R 3.1. A large percentage of the materials used have been recycled, especially the large quantity of bricks in the foundations and the walls joining the houses, and all the floorboards which came from an old Melbourne school. People love the slightly rustic, homegrown look of the recycled bricks and timber. A large shed will be built at the end of Stage 3. It will house garden tools and other garden supplies, as well as provide extra storage and studio space for residents. Nearby will be a chook run and a small orchard. Fruit trees will also be dotted around the project. Drinking water will come from the grid, whilst all non-drinking water will first come from the 150,000 litres of tanks spread around the project. Any overflow from the tanks will flow onto the dam. Water for gardening is collected in the 3-metre deep dam. The water comes from storm water collected in drains and overflow from the tanks, as well as grey water treated on site. The water will flow to the extensive food growing and native gardens by gravity once a tap is opened. It is an all-electric project. No fossil fuels will be burnt, and wood will only be used in a community campfire once a month or so in winter. Each house has 4 kilowatts of solar. Our experience so far is that about a quarter of the solar output is used in the houses and the remainder is exported. Overall, our households are using an average of 7 kilowatt hours each from the grid per day, plus around 4 kilowatt hours of solar, making a total of 11 kilowatt hours per day. This is much less than the average Victorian household's use of electricity and gas of around 30 kilowatt hours per day, and it's due to the design of the houses as well as the careful use of energy by the residents. So we had this situation where council would have required us to put out a bin for every house, and so there are 8 houses here. We would have had 8 bins out every week, 8 recycling bins out every fortnight. And with the people who've been attracted to live at the paddock and also our own really focus on it, we realised that that wasn't necessary. We could do the best possible recycling, reusing, cutting down, buying in bulk, all of that sort of thing. And look what we've reduced to. 1 bin a fortnight of rubbish goes out, and 1 bin a week for for recycling between the 8 houses.
Wow.
So we're wrapped in that, and we've set up little portals for recycling batteries and toothbrushes and all the things that we've found that we can recycle here. The paddock has been widely reported in the media, with articles in local and national papers and magazines. We've been very pleased with the reaction from residents. One of them is Deb Shand.
I very much enjoy living here because it ties in so well with my values of living closer to nature and also being part of the solution to the world's environmental problems rather than part of the problem.
Right.
Because it's enabling us to save so much energy and live more in tune with the earth.
Yep, fantastic.
During the winter we haven't had the heater on all day long. We usually turn it on for a little while in the morning to warm up the house, and then we're able to turn it off, especially on a sunny day when we've got the sunlight pouring in the northern windows.
And how did you find it in summer?
In summer I found it kept quite cool for the most part. When you have a run of hot days it does start to warm up after a few days, as any house will, but with the ceiling fans it was really great, and again I would only use the air conditioner for a short burst. I'd turn it on and cool the house down, and then I'd just have the fans going to circulate the air, and I found that was perfect for me.
And living in the community has been good?
Yes, it's lovely living in a community with other people and being able to share our veggies one with the other, and I separated some chive plants yesterday and was able to pass them on to other people in the community as they do the same. So it's a really lovely feeling to be able to live in a community like this.